Imagine this. You told your mom you were studying online, but in reality, you were just sitting there playing games all day. Or even worse, you secretly used her money to buy in-game skins without permission. Now, how do you think she would react? If you can't quite picture it, I think I've got the perfect example. Because what you're looking at right now is what's left of a gaming PC, and yeah, it's completely destroyed. Oh my god, just look at it. The damage here is absolutely brutal. Honestly, seeing this kind of destruction, I can already imagine just how angry his mom must have been. But I'm not here to dig into their family drama. Instead, the owner of this PC actually reached out to me, asking for help. So the real question is, can I fix this? And more importantly, how much of it can actually be saved? Let's get started. Oh my god, this is actually hard to look at. It looks like this PC was dropped straight onto a hard tile floor. You can even see he tried to hold everything together with tape. The case is basically destroyed. The GPU has been ripped out of the PCIe slot, and I'm pretty sure this thing used to have a glass side panel, which is now probably shattered into 1,000 pieces. But somehow, most of the core components are still here. There's a stick of RAM, a hard drive, and the GPU, so at least it's still a complete system. And here's the surprising part. The component that's usually the most expensive right now actually looks completely intact. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that. But the GPU, that's a different story. The plastic shroud is cracked on one corner and the cooling fan is missing a few blades. If it even works, I'll definitely need to replace that fan. The heatsink fins are also completely bent out of shape. But the good news is, the PCB and core components still look intact. So there's still hope. Alright, first things first. I need to check if the GPU is even alive. Let's power it on by itself. Wait, what? No way. It actually still works. That's a huge win. Although yeah, that fan looks terrible, so I'll deal with that later. Next, let's check the other components. And oh no. The impact actually bent the hard drive. That's not good. But maybe, just maybe, it's not completely dead. If it's only slightly bent, I might be able to reshape it a bit. Alright, let's test it. And okay, it still works. That's actually insane. Because imagine if there was something important on here, like, I don't know, Bitcoin or something. If this drive had died, he probably wouldn't just lose data. He might lose his relationship with his mom too. Looks like it's time to say goodbye to this stock cooler. Both of its mounting pins are completely snapped off, and honestly, it's not even worth much to begin with. If this were mine, I'd probably just throw it straight into the trash. But since this isn't my PC, I'm going to try and fix it and reuse whatever I can. The good news is, the problem is pretty simple. Only the mounting mechanism is broken. The heatsink itself is still perfectly usable. So instead of replacing the whole thing, I'm going to take a spare fan from another cooler, attach it to this heatsink, and hopefully bring it back to life. If this works, we'll have a fully functional cooler again, without spending a single extra dollar. Alright, now let's move on to the CPU and RAM. These are usually the hardest components to break, since they're tucked safely inside the system and don't take direct impact. From the outside, everything looks completely normal. No visible damage at all. So the only way to know for sure is to test them. I set up another motherboard for testing, power it on, and oh no, no signal. Nothing on the screen. That's not a good sign. At this point, I wasn't sure what was causing it, so I decided to swap in a different RAM stick to rule things out. And no way. The display comes back. We have signal. And inside, it correctly detects an Intel Core i3-10100F. So the CPU is completely fine, which means the problem must be the RAM. I took the original stick out, cleaned the contacts, and gave it another try. And oh my god, it works. We've got display again. So yeah, the RAM wasn't dead after all. It was just a bad contact issue, and honestly, that's the best possible outcome. Next up, I'm going to take a look at the motherboard. And honestly, this is probably the component that took the most damage from the impact. There's a lot wrong here. Some of the SATA ports are damaged, the plastic clips for the GPU and RAM are completely gone, and the RAM slot itself is slightly tilted. On top of that, the board looks physically bent, with multiple areas showing signs of impact. But still, I want to give it one last chance. So I'm going to install all the components back onto this board and see if, somehow, a miracle happens. Alright, moment of truth. Let's power it on. And yeah, nothing. No lights, no movement, just complete silence. At this point, I think I have to accept it. There's no saving this one. Next, I'm going to check the power supply, and oh shit, it's completely stuck inside the case. I literally had to use a hammer to get it out. Yeah, I definitely just helped send this case straight to the trash even faster. Alright, so what we have here is a Cooler Master 600 watt power supply. First thing I did was give it a gentle shake to see if anything inside had come loose from the PCB. Thankfully, nothing rattling around inside. That's a good sign. But there is still a problem. The metal grill is bent inward, and it's actually pressing against the fan, so the fan can't spin at all. Before trying to fix it, I need to make sure the PSU is still alive, so I powered it on. And yeah, it still works. Alright, now I need to take it apart and bend the grill back into shape from the inside, because if I leave it like this, that fan won't spin, and sooner or later, this thing is going to overheat and literally start smoking. Taking a look inside, everything actually looks pretty intact. I don't see any obvious damage that would stop this PSU from being used again, so honestly, there's no reason to give up on it just yet. I put in a bit of effort and carefully bent the grill back into shape. Not gonna lie, it took some force, and considering it's already 10 p.m., I'm just hoping my neighbors don't come knocking on my door asking what's going on. Finally, we're down to the GPU, and honestly, it's in pretty rough shape. The cooling fan is basically destroyed. There's no way it's usable anymore. So I went ahead and bought a replacement fan of the exact same model, which means the swap should be quick and straightforward. But before installing it, I need to fix the heatsink first. The aluminum fins are all bent out of place, so I carefully reshaped them back to normal. And then, something lucky happened. I actually found a broken piece of the GPU shroud from earlier, so I decided to glue it back together. It's a small detail, but it might save him from having to spend extra money on a new cover, or at least not have to look at a completely shattered GPU every time he uses his PC. So in the end, the only things we had to throw away were the case, the motherboard, everything else still fully usable. And honestly, that's way better than I expected. Alright, so now it's time to rebuild this system properly. First up, the motherboard. Since I didn't have another board available, I ended up using a more premium option, the B560M motherboard, which costs around $144. Now, obviously, that's not exactly budget-friendly, so if you're trying to save money, you can totally go with something like the H410 motherboard, which is only about $50. Especially if you're not planning to run a high-end CPU, there's really no need to spend extra on a more expensive board. Next, I picked a new case that looks pretty similar to the original one, just not completely destroyed this time. Alright, let's fast forward to the finished build. And here we are, the final result. Honestly, it looks incredible. If you hadn't seen everything that happened earlier, you'd never guess this PC was once completely destroyed. Here's the current setup. CPU, Intel Core, i3-10100F RAM 16GB, storage, 512GB, SSD, GPU GTX 1050 Ti 4GB. Now it's time for the real test. Let's jump into some games and see, does this thing actually run stable or not? Let's start with Minecraft. With mods enabled at 32 chunks, the FPS sits around 100, which is pretty solid. However, the stock cooler does show its limitation. When the CPU hits 100% usage, temperatures can climb up to around 70 degrees Celsius. Switching over to shaders, the game still runs at about 30 frames per second. Not the highest number, but definitely enough to enjoy the beautiful visuals. Next up is CS2. At low settings, the FPS stays consistently around 100 FPS, with no noticeable frame drops. I played for about 10 minutes, and everything felt stable, no issues at all. Finally, we have Cyberpunk 2077. At low settings, the system manages around 35 frames per second. The visuals aren't amazing, but it's still more than enough to enjoy the game's story-driven experience. After testing these demanding titles, I can confidently say, this PC is still running really well. Especially the GPU, despite the heavy damage it went through, it somehow made a full comeback. And with that, I've finally done something I've never done before. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.